Hey YouTube, it's Chris, and this is the Michigan-Alabama Bowl preview. Kind of an intriguing story. Michigan and Alabama started the year 2024 on New Year's Day in Pasadena in the Rose Bowl, and now they're finishing the year on New Year's Eve in another bowl. Another interesting part, in America, we read left to right, and the New Year's Day Bowl was on the left coast, and now this other bowl is in Florida. Kind of interesting. Michigan and Alabama have a history of playing in bowl games. The first time they ever played was in a bowl, Tampa, actually, the Hall of Fame Bowl after the '87 season. Now, any Michigan fans harboring any delusions that this game's going to be like that game where Michigan went for it on fourth down late in the game and won? No. It's on New Year's Eve, and so my advice to you would be start drinking early. The nice thing about the noon kickoff is that you can go ahead and drink, and drown your sorrows, and then sleep it off, and probably still be up in time to watch the ball drop for New Year's. So both teams a shell of the teams that met in Pasadena on New Year's Day. New coaches on each side. Both teams even not the same as played in the regular season. Lots of opt-outs and draft declarations and that transfer portal nonsense on both sides. But we've got some issues here if you're a Michigan fan. So Alabama's got a pretty big chip on their entitled shoulders thinking, we should have been in the playoff. We only lost 3 games and 2 of them were to mediocre teams. We should always get to play for a national championship because we're Alabama and Alabama's Alabama. Oh my God, Alabama. So when you've got that, you can either come into it one of 2 ways. You can either just not show up like last year when some team did that who actually had a legitimate argument about not being in the playoff. Or they can just pound the crap out of somebody and try to prove a point, I guess. Oh, look at that. You beat up on a mediocre Michigan team. Good for you. I guess we were wrong. So Michigan's problems are many. Let's go ahead with the running game, though, because once again, it started off bad enough with one running back declaring for the draft. Now both of the running backs have declared for the draft. And Michigan has a big stable of running backs, which is fine. But to have a running game that's actually effective, it would be really helpful to have an offensive line. And this offensive line, there's this great quote in the movie The Replacements about offensive linemen needing to push people around. Michigan's offensive line couldn't push around a group of kindergartners. They couldn't open holes with a shovel. Okay, that's just not going to happen. Then you've got the quarterback play, which has been suspect for Michigan all year long, basically not worth 2 dimes in a nickel. So a passing game is probably not going to happen either. So you're not going to score points. You're going to have a real hard time beating anyone. And then you've got problems on the defensive side of the ball as well. So you're going to probably think this one's going to be ugly real quick. That's basically my take anyway. And then you've got another interesting story. The new head coach at Alabama, his last game before taking the job in Tuscaloosa was losing to Michigan in the national championship game with Washington. So he's got a chip on his shoulder. They're all going to be out to prove something. So if you're a Michigan fan, I'm sorry. This is just not going to be a good bowl season for you. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. As always, take care of yourselves, YouTube.